All right, the next thing we're going to study is going to be your chord primer. Now we need to go over the strumming part again, but it's the 5 chord forms in open position. I'm going to show you those. The first one is E. It looks like this. We strum all the way across all 6 strings. Keep the hand open, drag the thumb across. That's for your quarter notes. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, E is open. Second finger on the second fret of the 5th string. Third finger right behind it on the 4th string. Index finger on the first fret of the 3rd string, and the last 2, the 2nd, 1st string are open. That's your E chord form. In its home position, it's actually really E. The minute we move that around, it'll be a different key, but the shape will be the same, and the hand gets to remain the same fingering. So this is the joy about the guitar, is that once you learn some of these things, you can move them around the neck and you have real access. All right, so the strumming again. Quarter notes like this. 8th notes, you're going to use the back of the fingers and the back of the thumb. You're going to keep counting your quarter notes, but it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Refer to your extended right hand studies. It'll show you how to strum, and it'll describe this flamingo type, simple flamingo stroke with your right hand, which was what we use for 8th notes and 16ths, and your basic quarter note, which involves your right arm. You want to be not just your wrist. Don't mount your hand on the top of the guitar. You don't just mount here and start playing. Again, if you're using a pick, keep your hand off the top of the instrument. You'll have better time if you involve a larger muscle. Oddly enough, it's kind of like running in place. Now you notice I'm playing 1, 2, 3, 4. My 1, 2, 3, 4 is in my arm. The decision to drag the hand back and forth to get 8th notes is done with the hand and a subtle change in the wrist. All right, so we're going to take a look at the actual chord primers, but we're going to look at the chords first. E, D looks like this, and you strike from the 5th string over. All right, you want it to sound like that? Okay. Next chord should be C. Again, you don't strike the bottom string with C, not yet, you will later, when you learn to double block it. Then A, looks like that. The last 3 fingers of the hand, not the first 3, last 3. Give it a little bit more room here when you got to tuck in so tight. And then G looks like this. Curl the pinky. Don't double block these top strings. They show that in some of the books. That's a modern affectation of the G form. You want to be sure you got these fingers loose in case you want to modify the form. Again, this is about minimizing your motion around your chord primers. When you get to the 2nd page, you'll see the beauty of this proper fingering. So here's first week, and we're going to play along. You're going to want to play along about this speed eventually. So practice your scales. Your hand will work better. Practice your chords. Try to get 30 reps a day of both exercises. First exercise starts on G. Second exercise starts on A. We go to a repeat sign. We repeat each exercise once. And when we go to the first repeat, we play 8th notes rather than quarters. So here's how it should sound. And here's what it should look like. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. That's 2 measures of G, 2 measures of C, 2 measures of G. You want to be able to play along with this by the end of the week. That's right, that's what we're going to shoot for. Of course, if you don't make those milestones, just keep practicing. You will eventually get here and way beyond. Okay, now we're going to repeat. Go back to the top of the page. Same chords, don't change the metronome setting. Just make sure you use the flamingo stroke for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And notice we're breaking up the 4 counts into 4 counts with an and between. So it gives us 8 points of percussion. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and so on. Next exercise, just keep going. Go to A to D. Go back to quarter notes. If you're in class, this is exactly what we'd be doing. So if you're sitting by yourself doing this with the video, this is what we do in the live classes. We do it for a little bit longer than we'll do the video though. We're just gonna get you set up. You need to practice this on your own with your metronome. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. We're getting close to the end of the 12 bars, 12 measures. We're going to go back to the beginning of this exercise to A and play 8 notes. 3 and 4 and. There you go. Almost sounds like a Tom Petty song. There you go. Stay with it. Stay in rhythm with me. Into the exercise. Okay, now that's 2 reps of each exercise. So it's really 1 rep of both exercises. So do that 30 times a day. Again, you can figure out how much time it takes you at that speed. You'll get through 30 reps pretty quickly once you get your speed up where you can play, say we play it at, say, around 140 beats a minute. Now remember, this is a lot of blues songs are exactly this chord progression. So we've learned a whole bunch of blues tunes all of a sudden. You know, probably a couple of hundred if you look up a bunch of different blues tunes and learn to sing them. So again, when you start playing 8th notes, doing a little rhythmic muting so you create a good percussion, that's where you go with these exercises. So there's your first week. Practice hard. Don't give up on your reps. Keep tally. Tally your repetition. Make sure you get enough reps in, because it's going to feel like when you first start studying, gosh, I thought I did enough reps. Yeah, if you're still having to struggle at the end of 2 weeks and you're not caught up with your at least memorizing your scales, you need more time. You need to really put more time and engage in the practice. It will be easier by the end of 4 to 5 weeks, but give yourself that much time. Be fair to yourself. Put 110% effort in. Never try to put in 20% effort and expect that to get you anywhere but failure. You can't just try something out. Like, I'm just going to try a snowboard out. I'll just go down to the shop and put it on my feet. That's not trying out snowboarding. You have to actually go out on the slope, fall down a few times. So again, get with your guitar and practice, and we'll see you for the second week very shortly. Thanks a lot.